Welcome back to another video, man. Welcome back to another reaction, bro. And today we got a special reaction video for y'all. Now we can all agree that this world is a lot to be discovered and some that's still been undiscovered. But in today's video, man, we about to go ahead and react to 15 unbelievable places that actually exist. We not gonna waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get into this video though. No cap. Make sure everything's straight. Make sure everything's straight. Yep. Alright.
You may think these images are from the movie Avatar, or perhaps some other distant Earth-like planet. It's hard to believe these places.
Imagine recording right next to a volcano.
Here are 15 unbelievable places that actually exist. Number 15, underwater waterfall, Mauritius.
Underwater waterfall.
For its idyllic beaches and crystal clear sea, but there's an unbelievable phenomenon at the southwest corner of the island that appears to be an underwater waterfall.
Wow. How?
Despite how it looks, this isn't actually a flowing region of water, but instead an optical illusion that happens because of the seafloor structure. The island sits on an ocean shelf which is no more than 500 feet deep. At the edge of the shelf, however, it soon plunges down to depths of almost 2.5 miles.
Golly. Yo, y'all ever heard of that video where it was like literally an underwater lake? I know that the world, you know what I'm saying, on land, there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been discovered, but inside the ocean, bro, we only know, bro. We only know so much for real. And I refer back to, you know, SpongeBob when it comes to seeing what's real and what's not. I know it's a broad, you know, fiction, but a lot of that stuff on there, in my opinion, is real. But maybe that's just me.
Actually, seeing in the underwater waterfall is not water falling down into the abyss, but particles of sand that are being pushed over by the current.
Dog.
Number 14, Glowworm.
You would hate to be trapped in that.
New Zealand is one of the most scenic countries in the world, but beyond the peaks of the mountain ranges,
that looks beautiful,
the deep valleys, and the glaciers are a series of caves that seem to have come straight from a fairy tale. The reason for this is because they're home to glowworms, which are the larval forms of a species of fungus gnat that are endemic to the country. Known locally as titiwai, which means projecting
titiwai.
Bioluminescence is produced in the insect's abdomen.
Nah, that reminds me of like lightning bugs.
And happens as a result of a chemical reaction between a luciferase enzyme and a molecule of luciferase.
See, don't follow me though. I don't know if like that's dangerous or not.
Sights that you can see in the natural world. It makes for a magical boat ride through the cavern when thousands of the glowworms are active.
Glowworms, yeah, nah, don't follow though. I'm gonna be honest. That's gonna kind of throw me off.
Tianxi Mountains, China. Tianxi's mountains in the Hunan province are some of the most unusual mountain formations in the world. Covering an area of around 17,000 acres, they're made from
what's all that smoke though?
And first began to emerge from the earth about 400 million years ago. The subsequent erosion of the rock has created these skinny mountains, which reach a peak of 3,976 feet.
Sheesh!
Named after the legend of a farmer who led a revolt against an oppressive regime who called himself.
Bro, everybody always be trying to make attraction places and stuff over here. Like, no matter what it could be, bro, it could be something mad dangerous. Like, let me stop saying dangerous, because everything ain't dangerous. But, bro, zip lining over here, I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably actually do that, honestly. But it's just like, the fear of getting stuck is what's like really be getting me though, honestly.
When the mountains are covered in mist, there's something mystical about them. And it's no surprise they were the inspiration for mountainscapes in movies like Avatar. And they're one of the most popular tourist destinations in the region. Number 12, Grand Prismatic Spring, Wyoming, USA. The stunningly colorful Grand Prismatic Spring is in Yellowstone National Park and is the largest hot spring in the U.S.
Hot?
It's bigger than a football field at about 370 feet wide.
Yeah, y'all see that? I know y'all see that smoke.
Feet, you could fit a 10-story building inside it.
Golly.
The spring is fed through a crack in its floor, through which as much as 560 gallons of water is released into it every minute. Its normal temperature
I can't swim, bro, so that's going.
And it's because of this that it's surrounded by such vibrant rings. The color is created by the presence of microbes that live in hot environments.
That's a real nice color though.
On the time of year, you'll see reds, oranges, yellows, greens, and blues.
That look nice though, I ain't gonna lie. You won't catch me in it though.
Number 11.
I might
Roraima, Venezuela.
I might look from a distance.
We're so used to seeing natural formations that have irregular shapes that it seems almost impossible for something to have a rigid design to it. Monte Roraima in Venezuela isn't your ordinary mountain, though, and its 12 square
Whoa.
mile summit is surrounded by 1,300-foot
Yo, imagine like sliding down that bit. That look like that would be kind of
on a
fun.
tri-point border between Venezuela, Guyana, and Brazil, and has long been part of local beliefs. The Pema and Capon people believe it to be the stump of a giant tree that once bore all the fruits and vegetables in the world.
It really do look like a tree stump, no cap. Like, that really do look like a tree stump. I do also believe that there are a lot of different trees that, like, trees were once very big compared to what it is now. That's a huge tree stump, though, if that's real.
Number 10, Lake Retba, Senegal. On the northwest coast of Africa, about 18 miles northeast of the Senegalese capital, Dakar, is a lake like anything you'll find elsewhere in the world.
The lake is
what? Has an extremely high salt content, and this provides ideal conditions for Dunaliella salina algae to thrive, which are bright red colored and make the water appear to be pink.
That look, hey, that look hard. I ain't gonna lie. That look tough.
The region's dry season between November and June, and the effect is
oh, that look tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Grow around its shores.
I like the color combo with the blue and the pink.
Center too, with thousands of people who rely on retrieving and selling the salt deposits, as well as fishing the waters. Catches here don't
I thought the camera was about to go in the water.
Possible in other lakes, however, because to survive in such salty water, the fish only grow to around 1/4 the size they would do elsewhere.
Bro, I'd be a little nervous to even swim over there too. Well, I can't swim, but I'd be nervous to even go over there a little bit because
China
you can't really see.
Full of incredible geographic sites, but there's perhaps none as surprising as the Red Beach in Panjin. It's around the mouth of the Panjin Shongchaisi River, where the soil is so alkaline that very few species of plant can grow. One that does particularly well is the Sueda salsa, which has a deep red color and is why the region looks so remarkable.
Oh, that looks tough.
It was once thought that Mars was red because it was covered in crimson.
That was like a football field.
If that were true, the beach of Panjin is surely how it would have appeared. With so many plants growing on the shores, the Red Beach is the largest wetland area in the world, and together with the largest reed marsh in Asia, which is also there.
Wait, so where's the water at?
Protected area of natural interest. It's home to more than 260 different species of birds and more than 400 species of other types of animals.
Okay, so it's kind of like in between. Okay.
Crane and blackmouth gulls.
That look cool, bro. That's one of the hardest ones on here.
Be sure to subscribe. The Crooked Forest, Poland.
Yo, they look like big old mushrooms, no cap.
Poland is a phenomenon that has confused researchers and visitors alike ever since it was first discovered.
Those look like,
forest.
like huge mushrooms.
400 pine trees that have, for some reason, grown very differently to normal. It's thought that they were planted during the 1930s when the region was a part of Germany. And after
right, like how did they even manage to do that though?
Towards the north for several feet before growing upwards again. It's not known why this has happened and why it's something that only these
they grow very awkwardly, definitely.
There's a couple of theories. The first is that it's the result of human design, perhaps because of a tool that was used when they were first planted, or the alternative suggestion
that's what I was thinking.
Subject to a freak weather event, such as a snowstorm while they were young in their development. No records exist to support either theory, however, so it's quite possible we'll never know for certain.
Whoa. The one all the way to the far right, it looks like it could be like a coffee mug, no cap.
Number 7, Stone Forest.
That's cool though, that's
Madagascar. Madagascar is usually
Wait a minute.
Forest, Madagascar.
So off the muscle, this picture right here reminds me of the SpongeBob clip when they were living like Larry. I know if y'all really fuck with SpongeBob, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about though. If y'all don't, I don't know.
Madagascar is usually thought of as a place with an unparalleled amount of biodiversity, but its geographical features are equally impressive. The Stone Forest, which is within the Singideba National Park, began life hundreds of millions of years ago.
Is it really pointy though, or like
limestone deposits formed on the bed and
from afar it looks mad pointy?
Were lifted above the water's surface. As the lagoon receded, more limestone was revealed, and it was worn away by the monsoon rains over the following millennia.
Okay.
This, combined with groundwater erosion that formed caves that subsequently collapsed, has left a series of towers with canyons between them, which has resulted in the largest such
imagine if you fall in one of those. You're not getting out, seriously.
One cannot walk barefoot, and that's an apt warning.
Why would anybody walk barefoot, though?
2,600 feet high.
Dude, boy, no. You're not catching me on none of that. I'm gonna be honest. They have to hold on to strings and stuff. Look what they have to hold on to. Why would anybody even want to walk on this?
So have to be traversed with the utmost of care.
I wouldn't.
Number 6, Lake Baikal.
Maybe
Russia.
someday I'll face some of my
Baikal,
fears,
which is in
though.
southern Siberia, is the largest known freshwater lake in the world, which contains almost a quarter of our planet's non-saline surface water.
Freshwater lake.
At 5,387 feet deep, it's the world's deepest lake, and is also thought to be the oldest after forming around 25 million years ago.
God.
As you'd expect, there's a wealth of plant and animal life in the region, and it supports
It gotta
countless
be.
villages and tribes. But the thing that's particularly amazing
They be
about
having
this
the most
place is
beautiful
what happens
pictures,
when
bro.
it freezes over. Because it's formed in a valley, it's exposed to freezing winds that blow across its surface, and this leads to the creation of unbelievable ice structures that are hard to believe form naturally. Methane bubbles are often trapped in the ice. Small
Methane
particles are blown
bubbles.
together, frozen, melted.
Those are
and
like a
reformed
whole bunch of
to join
quarters.
into unusual shapes. And rocks can even be seen sitting on their own icy pedestals. At the right time of year, this is one of the most serene and awe-inspiring.
See, I would
places
definitely
on
visit
Earth.
somewhere like this for
Well worth
sure.
the visit if you get the chance.
For sure. I would definitely visit somewhere like here.
Number 5, Richat Structure, Mauritania. Also known as the Eye of Africa, the Richat Structure
The
is a
Eye of
strange
Africa.
formation in the desert rock near the small town of Ouadane.
Why they look like the edge of the earth?
The inverse dome is 25 miles in diameter and has exposed various layers of rock that appear like concentric rings. It's one of the easiest natural structures to see from space, but amazingly, it's very hard to see from ground level. And if you were there, you'd probably be unable to notice anything different about it from the surrounding land.
Facts. You see? That look
Quite
like this
how
close to the edge of the
has been the
earth.
subject of scientific debate ever
Maybe
since
I'm
it was
tripping.
first discovered in the 1930s. The first assumption was that it's an impact crater from a meteorite, but the lack of evidence of any superheated
meteorite?
rocks has ruled this out. Instead, it's been formed by millions of years of erosion of softer rock that was probably
That's a nice
deposited during
pattern,
the
though.
time when the region
Bro,
was
I
underwater.
honestly, I be feeling like all this stuff isn't a coincidence, bro. This definitely came from somewhere, whether it was like made by humans or made by God, or it was definitely created somehow, though. It ain't just no coincidence to how these beautiful patterns and stuff end up being created. No cap.
Quite why this happened in such a circular fashion is still unclear.
Right.
There are ridges and valleys that follow the concentric lines of the Richat
Somebody built
structure,
that.
and evidence has been found that
Somebody
humans
created
have lived
that.
here for hundreds of thousands of years. Ancient artifacts have been unearthed that date back to the Stone Age, such as tools and spears. Strangely, however, none have been found at the center of this depression, which also discounts any possibility that this was a prehistoric mine of some sort. With such delicate rock,
Hey,
there
I
are
don't know,
calls to
man.
make the
What y'all
structure
think,
a
though? I
protected
don't know.
site to ensure it can be studied for years to come, and hopefully reveal some of the secrets as to how this strange
At
place
some
came
point-
to be.
Hey, the truth definitely gonna get put out at some point for sure.
Number 4, Fly Geyser, Nevada, USA.
This is in
Fly
Nevada.
Geyser looks like it would be at home on an alien planet, but amazingly, it's only about 20 miles north of the town of Gerlach in Nevada. Although you might think this to be a natural
Sheesh.
formation, it actually is the result of human activity when a well was drilled in
What?
1916 with a view to irrigating water.
You see what I'm saying?
Due to
Like,
geothermal activity in the region,
people
the
are
water was
creating
close to
this
boiling
stuff.
point, so the well was abandoned. But a calcium carbonate cone began to form around the opening. A second hole was dug in 1964 by an energy company, but the water wasn't hot enough for their needs, so they abandoned it too.
That looks
and the
nice.
structure that formed around it is what we see today.
that looks pretty
It
nice.
has a number of openings which the water shoots 5 feet high out of, and the entire structure is currently between 25 and 30 feet tall. Various platforms and pools have also been created across 74 acres. The water's unusually high silica content and the presence of algae that thrive in the conditions are responsible for the multicolored deposits that have solidified
Hey,
around
that's
it.
a nice colorway though,
And
no
because it's
cap.
heated to a temperature of around 200 degrees Fahrenheit,
It like
it
changes
produces
colors.
quartz, something that usually takes 10,000 years to happen in other geysers. Even though there are a couple of other geysers nearby,
Like,
that
people
have been
actually
formed in a
made
similar
that,
way,
like, that's
none are
crazy.
as large or as
Oh,
impressive
shit.
as the Fly Geyser is. Therefore, one of a kind and something you won't see anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
Number 3, Nika Mine, Mexico. What's the biggest crystal you've ever seen? Well, however large you thought it was, it's nothing.
Dude,
a team of
what?
miners discovered near Nika in Chihuahua,
Yo,
Mexico.
you know that probably costs a lot of
1910,
bread.
a
Maybe I'm
cavern was
tripping out.
found at a depth of 390 feet, which has become known as the Cave
It looked like a
of
whole bunch
Souls.
of like big old
To their
pencils or
astonishment,
something.
It was full of gypsum crystals that were up to 3 feet 3 inches long. 90 years later, another mining crew took things
3
a step
feet
further
long?
when they were drilling a new shaft and found the Giant Crystal Cave, which itself was
Wow.
980 feet beneath the surface. This cave had once been flooded with hot water, which allowed minerals to deposit in crystalline structures.
What?
The largest of the crystals to have been seen was 39 feet long, 13 feet wide, and thought to weigh as much as 55 tons.
Yo,
which
imagine
makes it
that
the largest
accidentally
one
falling
ever to
on
have
somebody.
been
God
found.
forbid. It's over with. Like,
Conditions
it's
in the
literally
cave
over
aren't
with.
exactly inviting to people, though, with
Right.
temperatures reaching 136 degrees Fahrenheit and a 99% humidity.
Oh, it get hot in
You'll
there.
only be in there for up to 10 minutes without full safety equipment.
Oh, it gets hot
Even
in
if you were
there.
prepared for this, it's not possible to visit the cave currently. After a robber tried to steal a crystal and ended up suffocating and dying, it was shut permanently and allowed to refill with water in the hope that the crystals can be preserved and continue to grow until improved
Yo.
methods of exploration.
Somebody
become available.
died in there for real.
Number
See,
2,
bro?
the Gates
Niggas
of
get
Hell,
greedy.
Turkmenistan. Not only is the existence of the Gates of Hell in Turkmenistan hard to believe, but the way it was formed
Why they
is
call it
perhaps
that,
even
though?
more difficult to believe. If you had visited this place near the village of Devasa 50 years ago, it would have looked just like the surrounding Karakorum
Bro.
Desert, with sand stretching out.
Getting pushed. Why do I be coming up with these ideas? Like, I don't. What's wrong with me, bro? Bro, imagine getting pushed into something like that, though. I don't even know why I'm thinking like that, though. What's wrong with me, bro? Like, what's wrong with me? Come on with these ads, man.
In every direction you look.
Bro, like, literally, though, imagine getting pushed into something like that. That's mad fire. Like, that's what people picture hell is. Seriously. Why do they call it the Gates of Hell? I don't like that. I don't really like that. But, bro, yeah. Imagine falling into that. It's over.
Look. In the 1970s, the country was part of the Soviet Union, and the authorities were on a campaign to identify all areas of natural resources that could be mined and used to support the growing population. In 1971, geologists arrived in the area and believed the ground below to contain a cavern that was full of oil. So they set up a test rig to drill down and take further measurements, but soon found there to be a large pocket of gas just beneath the surface. Now, there are no official Russian or Turkmen records of what happened next, but according to the sources close to operations at the time, the ground collapsed beneath the rig and swallowed the drill, as well as several top Soviet scientists.
Damn.
The remaining researchers were now faced with a problem. They could detect large quantities of methane being released from the hole they had just created.
See?
Believed this to be
Nah,
a
see?
possible health hazard. Their
Hell no.
calculations suggested that the best way to deal with it was to burn the gas, and that it would run out within a few weeks.
Burn the
It was then
gas.
decided to throw a grenade into the hole, and the Gates of Hell was born. Someone calculated it wrong, because since that day almost 50 years ago, the hole is continually burned. The crater is now approximately 230 feet across.
Bro,
and
why would you
66
throw a
feet deep,
grenade in
and is
it?
filled with fires, boiling mud, and ferocious orange flames. Plans have often been drafted to try and extinguish it for good, especially considering it sat above.
And when you really look at it too,
gas
if somebody was to like
deposits
go into that without it being burned and stuff, like while it's not really burning, bro, you pretty much can't really get out for real though, because like you will be slipping on the rocks and stuff. I mean, yeah, because when you really look at it though, like how you getting out of that? Honestly, how you getting out of that?
But such is the scale of the problem that no one yet has found an adequate solution.
See, like, look at the edges.
Tourist sites in the country. It has become an area of biological research because of the organisms that have been found to be.
I'm not researching nothing over there that got flammable activity.
One day, like the scientists in the 1970s thought it would. But based on current progress, it could be several more decades before it even seems to begin slowing down.
Nah. Nope. And that was number 2, if I'm not tripping.
Number 1.
Yep.
Caño Cristales, Colombia. The Caño Cristales is a small tributary river that feeds into the Guayabero River of
That looks
Colombia.
pretty. That look pretty.
Unique plant life. It's also commonly referred to as the most beautiful river in the world.
Yellow and red. I hope that ain't pee though.
Through a region that's on the edge of the Amazon rainforest, the Andes, and the eastern Llanos, and is almost perfectly clear.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Has numerous holes and dips in it because of the way the rocks caught in the current erode the bedrock. And this has produced the ideal locations for a species of plant called Macarenia clavigera to grow. During the summer
That look like
it takes
cotton
on a
candy, bro.
gloriously red hue and also provides shelter for other species to grow that adds yellows, greens, blues, and blacks into the mix.
Nah, that look like cotton candy for real.
This place is also affectionately known as the Liquid Rainbow, and is so
The
unusual
Liquid
that many
Rainbow.
visitors still can't believe that it's real, even when they're standing right next to it.
Wow.
Subscribe to Top 5s for more and check out some of our other
Hey,
popular
man.
videos.
I'm not gonna lie. The very last one was like, that was beautiful, no cap. That was definitely beautiful. But hey, some of them places, why are people even going there? They try to make anything into an attraction area, seriously. Like, but other than that though, that's the end of this video. If you stayed this long, I really appreciate it. And until then, until the next reaction video, I'm gonna catch y'all boys. No cap.